How's it going, everybody? Rybrave here today, and we are back with our summer rebuild series, and you guys are absolutely loving this one. I really appreciate all the support and all the comments. So as you guys probably already know, in the summer rebuild series, what we do is you guys pick the team that we do. I've got a list going right now. If you want to throw a team on the list, go ahead, leave it down in the comment section. But we have 3 seasons to win a Stanley Cup. When we win the Stanley Cup, that's mission accomplished. If we can't win the Stanley Cup in any of the 3 years, that goes down as an L. So you guys have been given this so much support that I'm actually going to set a pretty ambitious like goal, but I believe in you guys. I know you can do it. You guys are going to outperform my expectations, and we're going to go for 15 likes on the Arizona Coyotes rebuild here, guys. This one was requested, and it's one that I'm interested in doing because I don't know where I want to go with this team. What should I blow up? Should I keep Hall? Should I get rid of Hall? They desperately need a first-line center, but would it help Clayton Keller to play more ice time? But yeah, 15 likes on this episode, guys. Really hope we can hit that goal. Really appreciate it. We're also trying to hit 2,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So if you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you guys can get notified whenever I go live and get to see my videos all the time, because I hope you enjoy them. Let's see here. Bottom 6 is definitely another option that we would want to improve. Grabner's contract is bad, and I probably want to get rid of that. I'm going to look to see if I can clear bad contracts, but for now, what we need is a first-line center. We don't have a bona fide number 1 center. You know what I might do, actually? I'm going to do that. I'm going to make Clayton Keller our number 1 center, and that gets the second line to a +1 there. Derek Stepan and Nick Schmaltz will work fine just like that. What player types are they? Two-way playmaker, two-way sniper. Would Garland up on any of these work? Probably not. But maybe Kessel, flip Kessel. I mean, yeah, no, I'm going to leave Kessel on that top line because we have him signed for 3 years at $6.8 million. So that's perfect. His contract will expire after this one's up. And then we've got Oliver Eckman Larsen here, guys, who's, you know, he's really good. I'm surprised he's a two-way defender. I remember him being an offensive defenseman. But Jacob Chikrin, would you? Oh my God, we get a +5 here on the second line if we play Jarmelson and Goligoski together. I think I might do it just for the +5. And then Jacob Chikrin is going to get ice time on the first pairing and hopefully grow. He's got that medium elite potential at the age of 21. The defensive core is set. This is like the first team I've ever walked into, I think, during this series where I haven't said the defensive core needs some work. I think it's very solid, and I think it's really good for the future. So hopefully people grow like we hope. I'd rather have Darcy Kemper be the starter simply because he's a year younger. Did we have him for longer? No, we have Antti Raanta for longer. I guess it doesn't matter to me. The coach will flip it as he pleases. Scratched, we have Brad Richardson, Ness, and Hayton. Okay. So first things first, I'm going to go look to clear out any bad contracts. As you guys know, I like to do at the very beginning, get rid of any bad contracts that may hurt us. But we are listed as a contender. Not quite a champion yet, but, you know, we'll work our way up there. Hopefully the move for Keller to be our first-line center will be one that's, you know, worthwhile. Stepan's contract isn't fantastic. Schmaltz's contract, nobody's contract's really bad. Soderberg's only here for a season, and I'd rather keep him that way. Demers, can I get rid of Grabner's contract? Is there anybody that wants it? No? Okay. How about if I throw in a second, our only second, our second in Grabner, and we can get, we can get Sherratt, but that's 3 years at $3.5 million for an 80 overall defenseman. Like I said, defenseman is not necessarily the place we need to move. Street is only exact AHL top 6, so he doesn't seem to be that good. I think I'll take the 2/3 from San Jose, so we'll just accept that. We got Grabner off the books. Let's go ahead and see who we can call up. And then we'll have to check out any youngsters that aren't going to quite make it. Oh, we may need to go sign somebody in free agency. Hannakainen here. Hannakainen is medium bottom 6, and Bo Bennett. Bo Bennett's not going to do much for us. Two-way forward, can't really go wrong with that. We'll just go best lines for now. I can make Clayton Keller the set first line center in a minute. But as far as guys that we should probably look to move, if we're going to go after a first-line center, moving a guy like Soderstrom makes a lot of sense. He's 18, only a 69. Wow, we would get a lot of defensemen there from the Calgary Flames, but I think we could do better if we made a trade on our own. We also have got Capobianco, who's probably also not going to be very good for us in the future. Wow, we have actually a lot of good defensemen for the future. As far as goaltenders are concerned, well, we got Kemper and Raanta. Darcy Kemper's got a contract extension of 2 years, so beautiful. We'll actually have a goalie of quality for a few years. Maybe I could then get rid of Antti Raanta. Does somebody want Antti Ranta? Because I could sign a backup. Did I forget to take off? Yeah, Soderstrom. So, okay, it does remember. Let's go ahead and actually, we can get Jordan Staal for 4 years or Evander Kane. Jordan Staal is not a number 1 center. Is he good enough to be a number 2 center? No, he's really not. All right, so I will look to make my own trade. Hopefully, go ahead and get us that number 1 center. Allow Keller to play on the third or second line. Jesus, I'm not playing Clayton Keller on the third line. What am I, crazy? And then hopefully that'll help us grow. So the guys that I do want to get rid of. Okay, hold on, time out. Let's look first at free agency for potential backup goalie. If he's a 79 or an 80, I'll take it. We have Halverson. Oh, look at that. Chad Johnson is a free agent. I would like to bring Chad Johnson to Arizona, please. And thank you. Offer him a contract of, can I give you 3? Yeah, we're just going to give him 1 year, 9.25, just because it's cheap. Why not? We have 4.3 million in cap space, which means I will be able to find somebody pretty decent, but I will check in with you guys when I do have something. Hopefully I get something. Please, somebody give me something. So guys, here we are with the trade that I am looking to do. It's just the backing of one. It's not exactly one that might go through, especially with that first in there. I don't think Edmonton's want to give that up, but you know, stranger things have happened. We don't need Ranta because we're just going to get backup goalie Chad Johnson, and Soderstrom is not going to be good enough by the time. I mean, high top 4, maybe he breaks in year number 3, but I'm looking to win it before that. So we're going to go after Ryan Nugent Hopkins. He's an 85 overall, but listed as a first line forward. He's 26, so maybe whatever growth we get out of him this season, you know, playing between Kessel and Hall, I think he would be phenomenal there, especially with 91 passing and 90 offensive awareness. The dude's just going to pass the puck to either one of them. They're going to shoot and they're going to score. He's also got a decent shot himself. 89 wrist shot accuracy means he's going to put some goals in himself. And defensively, 87 defensive awareness, stick checking of an 88. His faceoffs are 75, so he's not going to win too many faceoffs. But 87 defensive awareness definitely can do a job for us. I certainly don't mind it. He fits our top 6 forward lines too. And then I'm throwing in Kylee Yamamoto to fix that bottom 6 issue. Yeah, he's 20 and only a 79, medium top 6, but I think he can grow for us. He'll be a good depth piece for us. He's got 87 passing, 87 offensive awareness, so put in some points on the bottom 6 for us because we have a lot of two-way forwards. We need some point getters. And then I'm throwing in the first just to see like maybe Edmonton bottoms out this season because all of a sudden they don't have Nugent Hopkins. I mean, I don't think that's going to happen, especially with acquiring Ranta. But hey, you never know. And at the deadline, I can always flip it. Or, you know, maybe we get a chance to draft Lafreniere. We'll see where Edmonton is at the deadline. But I think I'm going to go ahead and try this trade. It's rejected. Yeah, the first isn't going to happen. We can try a third. I think a third would go through. Can we do 2 thirds? This year's third and next year. I just love thirds, I guess. How about that? 2 thirds? All right, it would go through. We'd have to call uphill. We'd have to send down Hayton and Ness. All right, cool. Trade accepted. So I think that is a good move for us. I think that we're going to really do quite well with that trade. Hill's going to come up just for the moment. And then in the NHL, we are going to send down, who did they say down? Hayton and somebody else? Hannakainen, maybe, was it? Or was it Richardson? We'll try and bury Richardson's contract. Okay, so Hayton's going to go down to juniors. That's fine with me. I didn't have any plans for him anyway, and maybe if he grows, we'll see. We still have $3 million in cap space, so cap space is not an issue for us. Not at all. So we'll hit best lines here, see what it decides to do. And Keller, Schmaltz, Stepan. Yeah, you know, I really like that as a second line with Nugent, Hopkins, Hall, and Kessel. Derek Stepan here, should he be playing center? He should be playing center. And then Clayton Keller, would we be better served? Oh, definitely not, I guess. Definitely not moving. Actually, if we move Vinny Hinostroza down, he is listed as a third line scoring forward. He is a playmaker. He's got better defensive stats than Kyler Yamamoto. Soderberg here looks fine. Christian Dvorak, what if I move him there? Dvorak, listed as a second line forward, looks pretty good to me, honestly. Would switching him with one of these two guys help us out? No. So we're just going to get evens across the board for our chemistry. Defensively, I think I'm still going to drop Jarmelson so we get the +5 there in the middle pairing. I think Oliver Eckman Larsen will do fine with Chikrin on his wing. And we could get the +1 if we drop Chikrin for Demers. I don't think a +1 is worth it, though. I don't think Oliver Ekman-Larsson gets boosted enough. And then we've got Aiden Hill and Darcy Kemper. So I like the fact that Kemper's got a contract extension and the fact that we were able to get Ryan Nugent Hopkins for Antti Ranta. I think that's just a win-win. We're now listed as the hopeful, so we went down from a contender to a hopeful, but that might have something to do with the fact that we don't really have a backup goaltender. So if Chad Johnson will sign, I can go ahead and finalize the lines for you guys before we jump to... Yep, we're going to go ahead and jump to the trade deadline now. Chad Johnson is on the team. I will see you guys after 60-some games. We're here at the deadline, guys, and there you can see our record is 35-20-10. I have not backed out yet. So this is my initial reaction to how we're doing this season, and, well, Phil Kessel's doing quite well, and so is the team. We have 80 points, 3 points ahead of the Flames, but they have 3 games in hand. But they seem to be really our only competition to win the Pacific. As far as the rest of the Western Conference, it seems like we're leading for the most part. It's the fact that we've played so many more games than everybody, though. Like the Blackhawks are only 5 points behind us with 4 games in hand, so basically they only have to go a point per game, which average teams can do it best. So likely not going to be first in the division come end of the season, or maybe not division, but probably going to be division, but not the conference. As far as the league, well, Jesus, the Lightning and the Bruins are absolutely tearing it up, and the Penguins are also doing well. So there's 3 teams in the East that, well, if we get there, we might have to worry about if we face in the Stanley Cup Finals. But Phil Kessel doing very well. I want to figure out what we could do better. Oliver Ekman-Larsson is a -3. Keller and Schmaltz are a -11 and 12. Stepan's a -15. Hinostroza is a -11. Demers is a -7. Okay, so we definitely have some minuses. Chychrun is a -1. He's now up to an 83. I think he was an 83. Never mind. I think we're going to go and not do the whole +5 on the second defensive pairing, but I don't think I need to make any other changes. Taylor Hall's got, what is that, 62 points? We only have 45 points from Nugent Hopkins, but a lot of his points are coming off of assists, which is what I wanted to see. It's beautiful. Exactly why I got him. The second line is not good, though. Switching Stepan, who's a -15, for Dvorak, who's only a -1, I think will definitely help. And I think moving Chychrun down to play with Goligoski, or perhaps moving Goligoski up to get us more points on that first line, making the second pairing more defensive. And then finally this third pairing, which has not been poor. Demers has been poor. Demers has been awfully poor. But if we take a quick look at our goalies, Chad Johnson, good for you, my guy. And Darcy Kemper's not having too bad of a season either. So goaltender is not the issue here. It just does seem to be something with a couple of line changes. But yeah, Kylee Yamamoto's, look, he's got 34 points in 65 games. He's now up to an 80. That's exactly what I was hoping for when I signed him or traded for him. Vinny Hinostroza at a -11 is really not cool, bro. Can we get Garland in there? See what that does? Yeah, Connor Garland, it's your time to shine, my guy. I can't believe he's on the bottom pairing and is doing that poorly. So that's it. I don't think I'm going to make any trades. I was going to jump in and maybe make a trade, but nope, not anymore. Let's go ahead and jump to the end of the season because we should be in the playoffs. It just is a matter of seeding. So let's see where we finish up. Well, guys, I did not give us much of a chance at the Western Conference, but as you can see here, we finished first in the Western Conference and 4th in the league. Wow. 2 teams in the Atlantic with 100 points, 3 teams in the Metropolitan with 100 points, and then the Wildcard Blue Jackets with 98. That is ridiculous. Thankfully, we had a bit of a weaker division with the Oilers and Canucks both finishing at the bottom. So if I would have gotten the first, like I was looking at a little bit, would have been really nice because they have 74 points and they are like the second worst, third worst team in the league. Damn, I really wish I would have gotten that first, but that's okay. We're going to move on. We've got a good team. Our goal is to win the Stanley Cup and not create a dynasty. One and done is all we need to do. So looks like we will be facing the Winnipeg Jets in round number 1. Very interesting. Interesting opponent. Let's go ahead and double check our season stats since this was a good season. I don't check stats on bad seasons. This season, Kessel, Hall, Nugent Hopkins finished with 64. That's really a second liner type points. But listen, if he enables Hall and Kessel to get near 90 points, Hall with 46 goals, Kessel with 35 goals. Oliver Ekman-Larsson, I think, improved his plus minus. Same thing with Schmaltz and Keller. Derek Stepan definitely improved his. Goligoski was a plus 17 and finished with 42 points. Let's stick to forwards for now. Kylee Yamamoto with 45 points on that third line. He's so good for a third liner with his passing and offensive awareness, so he's just bound to get points, right? Our bottom six wasn't great. Garland was a -2. Yeah, I guess it's worse than what Vinny Hinostroza did, although I think he might have gotten more points. I think I'd like to keep Vinny Hinostroza, throw him back in the mix. Although, you know what? I'm not going to fix it if it's not broken, and we finished first in the West. It definitely is not broken. Oliver Eckman Larsen leads the team in leads the defenseman in points, followed by Goligoski, Jarmelson, Chychrun. Wow. Wasn't he a -1 when I moved him down to that second pairing? He all of a sudden jumped to a +9. Jarmelson, the defensive defenseman, might need to be paired with Oliver Eckman Larsen because, I mean, Goligoski's +- definitely helps. But I think it's really Jarmelson that drives our +-. So that's great to see. And especially since he's locked up for 2 more seasons. So another season after this. And goaltenders were Kemper, had a good season, and then Chad Johnson had a good season. So I can't say they had spectacular seasons, but they're fine. They're nothing to write home about, but, you know, they do the job. How did Clayton Keller do? I forgot to take a look. He got 48 points and was a -80. He almost had 20 points, and now he's an 85 overall. That's good to see that he grew a point before the offseason jump even happens. But we just lost to the Winnipeg Jets. Ignore that loss. That was the regular season. We mentally switched off. But as you guys know, I don't do any kind of simming unless it's an elimination game. So let's go ahead and jump up to one of those. Now, wait. We don't do that yet. Hold on. What we have to do first is check out their lines. I know you guys get mad when I don't check the lines. I'm very excited to just blitz through it, boys. Winnipeg Jets, Laine, Scheifele, and Wheeler. Yeah, God, that's so good. Their top 6 is so good. Their forward line's a little weak, but I can't say ours is much better. I'd have to give them the edge as far as forwards. They have got that first line center. Defensively, awfully similar to ours. I will say it's super duper similar to ours. And then in goal, Hellebuyck and Brossoit. So yeah, I think they've got the edge on forwards and the edge on goaltenders, but maybe our coach and the scheme that we play and just the simulation will work out for us. Nugent Hopkins, I think, is underrated in his overall simply because his physicals aren't good, but I don't think physicals matter in the sim anyway. So let's go ahead and jump up to game 4 because that's the earliest possible day for an elimination game. And please don't be an elimination game because we've just lost 2 in a row. Thank you. It's not an elimination game. Let's bounce back. Come on, let's even the series. 4-0 win. All right. You love to see that. Huge game right here. This could decide the series. This determines who goes up after being 2-2. And it will be them going up after being tied 2-2. So, I mean, I don't think we're a good enough team to win the cup, but man, I would love to just get past Winnipeg here. I'm not going to make any changes, obviously, because we're already in the game. I'm trusting the lines. First period, nothing happens. We do have the majority of the shots, though, which always seems to bode well. Second period, 2-1 as Schmaltz on the power play and Soderberg, but Blake Wheeler scores on Darcy Kemper. Still have the majority of the shots, up 2-1. Can we force a game number 7? Connor Garland, I kept him in the lineup. He's deciding to reward me with a huge, absolutely huge third goal of this game. That is the insurance marker we needed. And halfway through this period, I like the fact that Kylee Yamamoto scores. Then it is 4-1, and we are going to force a game 7 unless Kemper absolutely collapses. Please don't absolutely collapse. And beautiful. But I think that means the road team has won every single game, which does not bode well for us. Yeah, the road team has won every single game of this series. Let's you know what? Three road wins for either team is fine. Let's just have 1 home win here. Just for the series sake. You know, Winnipeg, would you just come on, it'd be more fun if we just let the home team win this game. Game 7, absolutely massive. Coming off a really good 4-1 victory in game number 6. Power play early, so first period sees us go up 1-0 with Osterley, the third pairing defenseman there, gets us up 1-0, and we again have the majority of the shots. Second period sees us go up 3-1 with Kylee Yamamoto on the power play. Little then scores for Winnipeg to peg us back by 1, but Clayton Keller gets our 2-goal advantage back, both from the just across the blue line. So game 7, third period, Up by 2, we give Winnipeg a power play. We're able to kill it off, and Chychrun is going to score as we go up 4-1 here. Nikolai Ehlers is going to score and maybe mount a comeback for Winnipeg. I don't know, we hit the halfway mark of the period. We still have our nice 2-goal cushion, and Phil the Thrill Kessel. 5-2 Arizona. And on the power play, we are unable to score, but that doesn't matter. Oliver Eckman Larsen scores to just put the icing on the cake. 6-2 victory in Game 7 after being down 2-0. Being down 3-2, we are able to bounce back. And let's go ahead and double check here. Oh wow, Taylor Hall is doing bits for us here, boys. In the playoffs first round. Game 7. I think a lot of teams actually went to Game 7 if I look at the tree. And Vegas is our next opponent. So let's go ahead, check out what Vegas is throwing at us. It's really nice because all I have, alphabetically, I don't really have to scroll too far. So I really appreciate that for both Winnipeg and Vegas. Patches, Stastny, and Stone, they again suffer from that, like us, that lack of a first-line center. Although you might think William Karlsson should be playing there over Stastny. But hey, if it works, right? Marchessault, Karlsson, Smith, Tuck, Stevenson, Reeves, Peary, Nosek, and Cousins. Nick Cousins, former Arizona Coyote. Anyway, Ryan Reeves on the third line is probably a weak link. Yeah, he's a -2. So hopefully we can have Kylee Yamamoto not get absolutely eaten by Reeves. And we can, do well. They traded Marc-Andre Fleury for Mark-Edward Vlasic during the season. I noticed that while I was simulating through. And, well, you can understand why they did it. They needed to bolster the defensive core just a little bit. And it's a much better looking defensive core. I still give us the edge because we have Oliver Ekman Larsen, and he's better than Vlasic. Not a debate. Goaltenders are Robin Leonard, but then they have Garrett Sparks, but it doesn't matter because they have Robin Leonard. That's really all that matters is oh my God, look at those stats. Anyway, all that matters is your number 1 goaltender in the playoffs. That's why I was fine with trading away Ranta, who was going to be expiring anyway, I think. And, he was the same overall as Kemper. But, again, let's jump to the first possible elimination game, which would be game number 4, and hopefully it is one in our favor. There's 2 wins. Oh, I was going to say we're up 2-1. Please, can we go up 3-1? And we can after a solid 6-2 victory in game number 4. So you just go up 3-1 in the series. Can we make it 4-1 and move on in 5? All that matters is we win right now on home ice. First period, Vegas gets the first goal with Cousins back in Arizona. Keller and Soderberg then get us a 2-1 advantage. Shots in our favor. Love to see that. After 2 periods, it's still a 1-goal advantage for the Coyotes, with Stastny scoring on the power play for the Vegas Golden Knights. And then just a second before, oh, that's a ball buster, a second before the buzzer sounded for the second intermission, Taylor Hall scores to give us our 1-goal advantage back, and it's 3-2 Arizona. We have a chance on the power play, and Fisher is going to score 4-2 for us. Really love to see that. We get another chance on the power play. His was not on the power play, but Stone's was not either, but his is right after ours, and then Ryan Reeves. But Soderberg, what a third period. 4 goals so far in this period, up 5-4, but never mind, it's 5-5 as William Karlsson scores with 5:30 left to go. Do we have another goal? A late one, maybe? We do not, but we do have overtime. What a third period. I can't believe we choked it. We could have advanced. Now we have to play some bonus hockey. Hopefully, this is the last period of this series. Power play in overtime. You got to capitalize. We're taking a lot of the shots here, guys. Vegas is coming back with some shots of their own. They take the lead in shots. That doesn't matter, though. All it takes is 1. And there is that 1 from our star player, the star acquisition at the beginning of the season, Taylor Hall. Gets us a 5-game win of the series, 6-5 in game number 5. So you'd love to see that. Really, really happy. He's been doing work, and we'll be playing the Chicago Blackhawks in the Western Conference Finals. You love to see that. You absolutely love to see it. I mean, I think they're just one of the weaker teams. I mean, they made the playoffs because it was a 2014 playoff, and they're not bad. But I definitely think we're probably better than they are. But let's go ahead and confirm that, just so that I'm not talking rubbish and hyping us up. I mean, they have Kane and Taze. They put them back together with the Brinkat. Then they've got Kubalik with Strome and Nylander. Yeah, it's good. I am worried about Kane, but we've got Hall at an 89. Then we've got Kessel at an 87. Same thing as Taze, I think. And then we've got our Strome, and so it's not that far off. Then they've got Saad on their third line. I think we're a little bit deeper. I think our third line is a little bit better than theirs, and the fourth lines are kind of a wash. Defensively, we definitely beat them out defensively. We have a very solid defensive core. It's not overwhelming, but I think it's very, very solid, and I think it's better than this one. If we go ahead and check their goaltender, it is Corey Crawford still with Malcolm Subban backing him up. Corey Crawford, how have you done? He's done pretty darn good. Most goalies do, though, and hopefully we can go ahead and find our way. We're listed as a defensive team, I think. Anyway, I want to stop trying to analyze it. It's the sim. Who knows what's going to happen? All I know is I'm simulating up to here to game number 4 to see if we have a potential elimination game on our hands. We do not, but we're up 2-1 in the series. Can we go up 3-1 again, please? No, it's 2-2. Again, another pivotal game 5. Come on, boys. Let's win it. We can do it. I believe in us. We lose it, and now it's 3-2 for Chicago. Let's go ahead and go back into this calendar view because I've been liking the way that we sim when I'm in the calendar view. We're once again down 3-2 in the Western Conference Finals. Please, let's punch our ticket to the Stanley Cup. We got to win this one, and then we got to win the next one. Starts right now. First period. It's 3-0. There we go. Chychrun with a power play goal from Hall, and then Phil Kessel. Then it's 5-1, and I think I'm just going to quick sim this one so we can get to game number 7. 5-3. They did mount a little bit of a comeback there. I don't like that. But hey, you know what? We didn't absolutely bomb them. Because when you absolutely bomb a team is when they tend to bounce back in the next one. Like if you win 7-1, you're in for a really tough game in the next one. And Carolina has punched their ticket to the Stanley Cup Finals. Let's go ahead. Game number 7. No changes being made. Not making a single change to the lines. They've been working for us. First period, it's 2-2. They went up 2-0, but we battle back on home ice to equalize. That is huge. You gotta either tie or win the period. That's honestly what you have to do in Shell. Otherwise, it's really tough to bank on any kind of comeback. Second period, we tie it again. They get the first shot in the period, but we strike right back with Chychrun there, who's actually been playing quite well. But now it's anybody's game here in period 3 of game 7. First 5 minutes go off without a bang. Oh my God, the first goal in this period is going to be absolutely massive. One way or the other, it could decide the series. Is there going to be a goal in this third period? It's going to be Ryan Nugent Hopkins, the acquisition at the beginning of the season. But Calvin DeHaan is going to fire back, and again, both teams answering each other. 13 seconds, nobody's going to score. We're going into game 7 with the overtime, with a trip to the Stanley Cup Finals on the line here. Come on, we've already won 1 live sim. We got a power play. You got to capitalize on a power play in overtime, and he is. Phil Kessel is going to get us to the Stanley Cup, boys. I am absolutely losing my mind. I have no words. Let's go. Phil Kessel is going to get us to the Stanley Cup Finals. Phil, the thrill. Kessel is leading us to the Stanley Cup Finals, where we will be taking on the Carolina Hurricanes. And is this going to be another one and done? To say it, but it could be another one and done, guys. Very well could be. Carolina Hurricanes have Nino Niederreiter, Aho, and Svechnikov, and then Teravainen, Nikash, and Fogel. They are spreading out their talent, I see. They move Niederreiter up, Teravainen down. Zingle, Trocheck, and McGinn. That third line is probably definitely better than ours. And then, yeah, I think they've got talent spread out throughout their lineup, but I would say it's probably a better forward core as a whole than ours. Defensively, they've got Slavin, Hamilton, Shea, Vatanen, Gardner, and Edmondson. So again, another deep defensive core. Similar to ours, we've got the star in Oliver Eckman Larsen. I think they've got some better depth because they have 285s on that top line. But yeah, hey, you never know. I think actually, maybe I'm underselling our defensive core. I think it's actually just as good. And then we've got Mrazek. So we actually finally have the edge in goaltenders. But are you serious? He's only lost 3 games this entire playoff. They've lost 3 games on their way here. This is a tough task. I mean, we've lost what? We've played 19 and we've got 12 wins, so we've lost 7. They've lost 3. That is ridiculous. But let's go up to our first elimination game, which is game number 4. I just want to put up a good fight. I'm okay with going another season. I just want to put up a good fight, boys. We lose the first 2, but then we bounce back with a win. Come on, equalize the series. 2-2. Yes, there we go. We equalize it. It's anybody's series yet again. Can we finally go up? Can we win game number 5 and go up 3-2 finally? I mean, I don't know. Going down has worked for us, but we are up. We are up. We are up 3-2. Well, now we have 2 chances to beat Carolina and win the Stanley Cup. Let's go ahead and jump into this one, boys. I am super excited. Let's get it started. We're in Carolina here. First period. It's 3-0 for us. Let's go. That's what you want to see. No, just do not choke it now, boys. Hall, Demers, Ryan Nugent, Hopkins. Let's go. Second period. We don't choke it. And it's 5-0 Arizona. With the Stanley Cup on the line, Carolina has not showed up as Clayton Keller puts another one in. And we're up 6-0 on Carolina's home ice. They did not show up whatsoever. And it looks like we're going to have another one-and-done series here, boys. I'm going to jump in. Brady Shea, go ahead and score. That's fine. 6-1, breaks the shutout. But with 30 seconds left, I was going to jump in, and I literally hit X to pause, and I didn't pause. So, Coyotes fans, I'm sorry I didn't get to watch the last couple seconds of the Stanley Cup being lifted. But we won the Stanley Cup. Darcy Kemper, an absolutely phenomenal showing. Kylee Yamamoto and Ryan Nugent Hopkins, the 3 stars of this game that was so pivotal. Game 6. I forgot what game it was, but look at that. It just makes me so happy, the fact that I made the right decision, it seems, to go after Yamamoto and Nugent Hopkins and then use Kemper as our starting goaltender. But there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Your Arizona Coyotes are Stanley Cup champions. There it is. Yeah, sorry I didn't get the celebration. I don't know why I just messed up on my button pushes, but we can assume Phil Kessel won the oh Jesus, what is, it's not the Vezina. Conn Smythe, holy crap. Yeah, no, I would give it to Phil Kessel, definitely. Yamamoto had 24 points. Yamamoto was point per game for us. Nugent Hopkins was point per game, basically. OEL. Stepan was good. Keller, Schmaltz, Dvorak, maybe not so great. But that doesn't matter. Darcy Kemper was okay. Chad Johnson, please don't ever go back in. Please don't. But Darcy Kemper, yay, at the end of the day, he did his job. He has 16 wins at the end of the playoffs. That's all. That's the only number I really want to focus on for my goalie. If you have 16 wins at the end of the playoffs, you did your job as my goaltender. And there it is, boys. Phil Kessel is going to win the Conn Smythe. We're going to win the Stanley Cup. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. This one was a relatively quick one compared to some of the other ones. Some of you might be checking the timestamps at the beginning of these. Hopefully, it's not going to spoil the surprise for you. But we do win the Stanley Cup in year number 1. This is back-to-back one-and-dones. So we are now 3 for 4. We did the Canucks. We won it in year number 3, I want to say. Then we did the Montreal Canadiens. Did not win that. No, we did the Canucks in year number 2. We won in the second season. Then the Canadiens, unable to do it. Now we did the Philadelphia Flyers, won that in the first season. And now we did the Arizona Coyotes, won that one in the first season after a couple shrewd moves, you might say, to get a player who was probably could be traded and for a decent price. I think it turned out well. You guys let me know your thoughts down in the comment section. Again, 15 likes on the video is the goal. Can we hit it for a one-and-done season success? Subscribe. Let's get to 2K before the end of the year, and I will see you guys in the next one.